For making this song in Garageband, I just use the software instruments that Garageband has, and if you want a new software instrument, you can go to track at the top and go to new track and then select software instrument, and it should come up with a panel on the side, and then you can have, and it'll provide all of these software instruments, and then once you select one, you can use it to make your own loops. For this song I used Ominous Dance Floor under Synth Leads. And one way that you can make your own loops is you can use the keyboard command Shift Apple K, and it will come up with this on-screen keyboard MIDI, and you can record your own tunes for maybe a melody that you want for your song. Or what I did for this song is to start out, you start out with your track and you hit Apple and then click, and then it will create this new track for you for the software instrument, and then you can extend it a certain amount. And then I use the piano roll, and if it's hidden, it's the button near the create a new track button. You just click on that and then come down, and there's this piano roll here, and you just find the place that you want to start out with your song, and you can hit Apple and then click on this also, and it'll create this bar. And you can just keep on creating more and then changing how long they are and extend them to a certain amount that you want for your song. And you can change them by, you can also just drag them around to change the octaves on them, and then you just play around with that until you find the melody that you want. And that's the way that I did it to create my melody and other parts of my song. And once you have your melody or whatever you're making for your song, you can come over to this right panel and click on the Edit tab, and there's all these effects that you can use, and it'll change the way that your loop that you made sounds. So you can, once you choose an effect, you can click on it, and then you can change the different advanced options for it. Like for this track reverb, there's the reverb time, reverb color, etc. So you can change it to the way you want. And another way that you can also change it is, for example, for this song, if you want to, you can also, for fading in and fading out, it really helps. You can click on this drop down arrow on a certain track that you want, and then the part of the song that you might want to fade in or fade out, you can click on that part and then drag it and change the volume of that certain point in the song. Those are pretty well the key components of what I used to really help me out in making this song. And another song I also made in FL Studio, and since I used a different computer for this, I used a screenshot to kind of give you an example of what I did for the FL Studio song. Here are the tracks that I used. These are the loops that I made, and I also used the piano roll in FL Studio to make my own loops, and I used the same type of, I used their software instruments also to make different melodies and basses for it to get the song that I want. And it's kind of similar to Garageband, except there's probably a lot more effects that you can use in FL Studio, and it'll give you probably a better sound quality when you export it also, depending on what kind of exporting settings you set. But that is pretty well what I have learned.